Hello, and welcome to the Catcast. Here's your host, as always, Cat Kennison, to bring you another great podcast. And I'm fired up today. Chaba cha. It's a great day. Very happy. Haven't done as much productivity as I did yesterday with the cleaning. Didn't do much, really. I am going to do some cleaning later on my desk. I'm going to work on my desk area, I think. Hopefully. I don't know. I might procrastinate and not do it. I don't know. I need to do it, though. I should start working on it, at least. Anyways, I'm excited to be here today to do another podcast. Java! You know? Because, I don't know. I got stuff I want to talk about. Anyways, we're going to do the video thing. We got two topics today. We got Minnesota, and we got the boys and girls sports topic to cover as well. All right? So we'll start off, though, with Minnesota, because it's on my mind, you know? Minnesota. So, because it's been on everybody's mind, what can you say? Anyways, we've got a Representative Maxwell Frost. He's on the Will Kane show today, and he's talking to him, and I watched it, and we're going to watch some of it and talk about it. Sound good? Java, let's go.
With Mayor Fry, that what is happening in Minnesota is unconstitutional, or virtually every other legal scholar that says it's obviously constitutional?
I disagree on one point, and it's that what's going on across the entire country right now is unconstitutional. This president has done many things that are unconstitutional. And I heard what you were saying before, Will. Yes, right now, ICE is able to go and enforce immigration law. But two things. Number one, they are going far beyond just enforcing immigration federal law. And number two, what we're seeing is many people are not being given due process across the entire country. And the Constitution is very clear in the due process clause that all persons, not all citizens, all persons, regardless of their status, are entitled to due process. And here's the thing, you know who didn't get due process a few days ago was Renee Nicole Good when she was...
Let's hold it right here, Congressman. First of all, I appreciate that you have agreed with me. It's a way that we can quickly advance this conversation, that what ICE is doing is constitutional. You do not agree with the mayor of Minneapolis. That's quite obvious in your statement, but you did bring up due process. And I remember that was the source of the conversation the last time we were together. We talked about due process, and that has been something you've been consistent talking about, due process. Last June, you wrote, the United States Constitution is crystal clear. Everyone in this country is entitled to due process. You, at that time, were talking about Kilmar Abrego Garcia. And that is what you and I had a debate about, due process. But you have also, Congressman, called the ICE officer involved in this incident a murderer. You have said it is murder. Now, there has been no completed investigation. There's been very little evidence offered up besides a viral video. And I'm curious if that condemnation of yours, with so little evidence, so quickly, without an investigation, is how you are telling the rest of us how to define due process.
What I'm saying is the fact that I saw the video with my own eyes of that man looking the woman in the face and shooting her in the face as her car then sped away uncontrollably.
Congressman, you used a very specific legal term. To use the term murder, murder has a definition. Murder has a definition, and you use that. It's a criminal definition.
That's the term I'm using. I'm not. What I am saying is, yes, that officer is entitled to due process. Yes, there should be a process. But two things. Number one, Renee Nicole Good was not given due process. That ICE agent was jury and executioner in that moment for that woman. But number two, and this is very, very important, within minutes, do you know who the first person to come out and label someone in this was? It was this administration. When Kristi Noem, when Stephen Miller came out and labeled Renee Nicole Good
to say, but let's just suggest.
And that is wait. Let me finish my point here.
They called her a domestic terrorist, but you have maintained the issue. You have simply done the exact same thing that you are condemning Noem for doing. You are calling an officer.
See, he just caught him being a hypocrite. Now, the guy wants to say that he's not. But where is the due process for the officer that he's already called him a murderer? Okay? Where is the due process for that officer? That's what the guy Will Cain is bringing up to Representative Maxwell Frost. And Maxwell then wants to turn and say, well, they did it before me. So what? Because somebody else does it doesn't mean you can do it. And that is just deflecting the issue. That you're a hypocrite. I don't like that. That upsets Cat. This guy double speaks a lot, okay? He'll say one thing and they're doing another thing, okay? Watch his eyes. I want you to watch his eyes, okay? We're going to continue with this, but we just called him out for being a hypocrite. He wants to point to Nicole Goods. Where's her due process? Her due process was gone when she accelerated instead of getting out of the car like she was supposed to. Now, if she would have got out of the car, put it in park, get out of the car, none of this would have happened. If she would have just took care of her kid instead of taking the kid to daycare, this wouldn't have happened. You know, I hated daycare. You know why? Because it sucked. Okay? Anybody that goes to daycare, if you like it, it sucks. The people there don't care, okay? They're not your friends. They don't love you like your mother, okay? They're just paid there for a paycheck. They don't care, okay? Everybody else there, getting their own things. I hated it. I didn't want to go there. Thank God my mom didn't make me go to daycare. But this lady has no job, and she drops her kid off at daycare to go and do this. Okay, nobody wants to talk about that. You know? What is the problem with people not being parents anymore? And then we're complaining about her getting shot because she didn't listen to what they said. And everybody's like, no, there's no excuse for it. Yeah, there's no excuse for it. That lady could have drove over him, and there's just no excuse for him shooting her. No excuse at all. I know this is politics. You're not gonna fool Cat. It's politics. They want to distract from fraud in Minnesota. And this is their plan. This is distraction. From their $9 billion in fraud! Jeez! Let's go back to the video. I need a break. Yeah. Jabba.
It is not about tit for tat, because here's the thing. It is DHS themselves that are saying they're the ones that are going to do the investigation. They're the ones that are going to look into it and do due process and look and see if it's justified killing of Renee Nicole Good. Then you have the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, the person who's supposed to be on top of this investigation.
With all due respect, I'm not going to allow you to filibuster. We have a limited amount of time together. The question is whether or not you believe in due process. You have gotten your point out that you believe it was wrong for the administration to define her as a domestic terrorist. But you're here today talking to me about due process, and I'm concerned about your fidelity or understanding of due process when you deem an innocent man, innocent until proven guilty, is part of the United States Constitution. When you deem an innocent man a murderer, and you were an elected official, let's focus on you. You are an elected official with very little evidence. All you have is a viral video. And you condemn the man, who, by the way, I think you are liable. I think I would be careful if I were you, Congressman, for defamation. You, Steve Kerr, Doc Rivers, anyone else, I think you should be careful because you have crossed over the line of defamation. But for our purposes here today,
I'm not going to be careful in terms of calling out.
I think you have no fidelity to due process.
Oh, yes, I do. And the fact of the matter is, and I'll say it again and again and again and again, Renee Nicole Good did not get the due process that she deserves. I will.
Because she tried to drive over a guy!
I'm also going to call out.
If you try to shoot someone, you don't get due process! If you try to kill them, there is no due process! I'm going to yell over him!
That's supposed to get us the truth to this, coming out minutes after we learned about this.
We ain't going to get the truth from you, no matter what, you'll cook the books!
Calling her a domestic terrorist.
She was! It turned out she was! She was.
They had to say,
From this
and it's not a very
administration
good
to come
defense
out and
tactic.
say, I want to finish my point. Not
saying-
even the spread of humanity from this administration come out and say, we're going to look at what happened.
something you
We're going
think
to
is
try to
wrong
get to the
with by
bottom of
doing
it.
the exact same thing.
A
Before
person
you go,
died.
Congressman,
A
I'm up
person
against
was
this
shot
topic.
in the face.
I know, and it's sad.
A person gets shot in the face.
I just want to ask you,
Look at him jazz it up.
Congressman,
I don't think she was shot in the face.
Say that minutes after it happened.
Be a human for one moment. You're not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. We're humans. I want you to watch this video, okay? I want you to see a video. We've all seen the Renee Good video.
He doesn't know
Look
how
at
to
the
do
video that's
that.
happening with ICE
He doesn't know
officers.
how to take his
Watch
partisan
people
out of
blocking
him.
their vehicles. Watch them in Portland. Watch them in Minnesota. You can see it. I hope you can put it up on screen. It's happening
I've
everywhere.
seen all the videos.
Okay.
I've seen all the videos. And
you've
here's the
also,
thing, Will.
by the way, Congressman, I haven't yet asked you the question.
Wait! Watch his eyes. Look at his eyes. Look at him look away. He's not even listening.
You've seen that. I mean, as recent
Watch Maxwell Frost's eyes. Watch him.
was killed being rammed by a car. My question to you,
Will, I
Congressman.
condemn
Hold on, Congressman.
people-
Hold on, Congressman. We can do this. My
Look at him
question
look
to you
away
is,
again.
Would you tell your sister?
He just wants to tell his side.
Protesters, even Renee Good did in Minnesota. Would you tell them to block officers with their car? Would you tell them to drive towards officers? Would you tell them in good conscience, you'll be safe? Go act like this. This is smart. This is wise. Would you tell that to your sister?
He's not going to answer.
I am against any kind of violence on officers and on anyone. Number one, I can say that very easily. Number two, what I can also say very easily is this administration is
This
putting
administration.
ICE in specific cities, in a lot of mainly Democratic cities, and they are inviting.
Why are we putting them in Democratic cities? Because you guys are the sanctuary cities! Duh! Man! I can't get how dumb these guys are. What do you think we are? Don't make it a sanctuary. Hand the people over. My God! Ah! Dumb! Dumb! Dumb!
Why? And you can see all the videos. They don't go out there alone. They go out there with a film crew in many cases to get all this on film, to
But you're
post these
asking them to
propaganda
film it.
videos on. Hold on, let me finish.
want body
To
cam.
fit- But it has to, it's not.
You guys have the film crew. They're holding their phones. They're the filmers. Oh my God. Again, what they do, they blame us for doing. That's what you guys are doing. God.
About body cameras, Will. It's because they are filming it to put online to make a show of the chaos they're creating in these cities.
No, you guys.
So keep in mind the third-
You guys are creating it.
I've seen the footage that you put real quick. The footage you put on here.
You guys.
I've also seen the footage of people harming Capitol Police officers on January.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
So that's
God. Yeah. They will be bringing up January 6th for 100 years. They will never let this die. You guys set January 6th up. That's what you did. My God. January 6th is nothing. One person died. That person, your side shot. The hell is he? Gah. These people want to make my brain explode when they're as dumb as this guy. Every time you guys bring up January 6th, I want to basically put my fingers in my ears and stop listening to you because you're stupid and you're lying.
when we talk on this issue, this person, this administration has none. And they are the people.
You got none.
This investigation.
What happens at the end of my what happens at the half hour of my show is I have a break that I have no control over. It's at the beginning, at the middle, and the end of my show. So our debate's ended. We should have another debate because we should talk about Ashley Babbitt. We should talk about why ICE is going into Democrat cities that are sanctuary cities because they're going after the most violent who are let go in sanctuary cities. But today, because of the time that we spent together, I'm just going to say thank you for giving me this time. I hope to continue our debate.
Thanks for having me on.
Okay, we got a quick get out of here. Some more.
My God, was that worthless! He just did his talking points. That's all he did. Talking points. Deflect, deflect, deflect. Bring up Nome. Bring up January 6th. Don't talk about us at all. Bring up them. Point to them. Yeah. It's what they do here. It's what they do. We're going to move on to the great decision of today, which is, should boys play in girl sports? I take my hat off. I'm getting hot. I'm hot. All right. Now, I listened to the arguments this morning, oral arguments, and it's really interesting listening to people talk, and you can tell the way they talk, the way their mind is already set, okay? So, Brown Jackson, she talks like so convoluted, I don't even know what the hell she is saying. Cisgender and transgender. You know, I don't want to be called cisgender. I'm not sissy. Okay, I don't like that term. Who came up with that? Trans people. It sounds like a sissy. How about just normal? No. That's why we came up with cisgender. Normal makes us feel abnormal. Maybe it's because you are abnormal. My God, why am I getting punished? Because you're crazy. I am normal, heterosexual. And my proper gender that I was born. How about I'm birth gender and you're transgender? How about that? I don't like cisgender. Does anybody? No. So I want birth gender from now on. That's my opinion. I don't want to be called no cis. Stupid word. Now, let's talk about the rest of it that's stupid. I can't believe we're even having this discussion about whether boys should be in girl sports. This is the most asinine thing in the freaking world. People from the past, they see a future, and what the hell is wrong with us in the future? How did we get dumber over time? It's amazing. I don't know. Idiots, dummies. You know, I don't blame people for wanting to be a girl. You get all the attention. You can get sex anytime you want. You can get anything you want. Men will do anything for you. But you gotta be a woman from birth. All right? There is no of this changing your sex. You can change the way you look. All right? But you can't change your sex. You'll just look different. Okay? If you're a girl, you're not going to be able to contribute to a baby with sperm. And if you're a boy, you're not going to be able to have a womb to carry a baby. That's the definition of a man and a woman. They couldn't even define it today in the court. How the hell are you going to have sex discrimination if you can't even define what sex is? This is asinine stuff we're dealing with. Ultimate stupidity. And all I know, if they make the wrong decision, all girls everywhere should quit sports. Boycott them. So there are none. And see if that fixes it. Because I can't imagine that being the end. Then there will be no girl sports. And the one transgender, 10 people there are in the NCAA out of 10,000 won't have anybody to play with. That will fix it. But there won't be any girl sports either. But that's what I'd do if they make the wrong decision, girls. I'd be like, we're done then. There is no more girls' league. And I'd also be like, the first people, all the guys that don't make the NBA, go to the WNBA. Because if you make this stuff like this for college or school, it's got to be like that for pro too. There will be no more WNBA. It'll be guys that can't make the NBA. They'll still be better than them girls. there will be no WNBA. It will be bye, gone. And then we'll see how many people are for guys being in girls' sports. Nobody. Because that's the one sport people care about for girls. Basketball. That's the one. They don't seem to care about volleyball or anything else, but they care about basketball. I haven't seen a guy in there yet. I don't know why. A lot of guys don't make the NBA, just barely don't make it. Would destroy the girls in the WNBA. Just destroy them. It wouldn't be a match. The college dudes would destroy them. There'd be nothing left of them. That'll fix it. I just say, okay, we do this. It's for everybody. Has to be everybody. You can't discriminate. That's what they'll say. Just because I'm not actually transgender and I want to be in there, you can't discriminate me now. That's what it'll turn into. You will see what Kat is talking about. It will happen, people. Because there's a lot of money involved. I know a lot of people that play basketball in the WNBA. Get paid that money just for playing basketball. A lot of good dudes would be like, yeah, I couldn't make WNBA, but I just barely. I would kill it in the WNBA. You would, man. Yep. We'll call it the TNBA for Trans NBA. What do you think? We'll take it from W to T. TNBA. Sounds better than W, doesn't it? I like it already. Problem solved. High five, Kat. Yeah. Take it to the extreme is my opinion now. We're going to take it to the extreme, okay? Everybody just start using whatever bathroom you want if they make this ruling. Just go wherever you want. See how long this works. You will have people getting beat up all over the place. Lawsuit City. That's all I know. Oh, I'm hot. Man, am I hot about this. Could just be because it's hot today. I don't know. But it does burn my blood. If I had a daughter, there ain't no way I would put up with this crap. I'd be there every day. I'd be like, well, if he's going in the locker room, so am I. And I'd be holding a towel the whole time, guarding my daughter. You know? Ridiculous. And I'd be taking pictures of him, putting it on the internet for everybody. Like, hey, look at this guy walking around the girls' locker. Hey, you can't do that. Well, he's in there. Why can't I? Why can't I share it? He's seeing everybody he shouldn't be seeing. It's absurd. This is dumb, asinine stuff they're even talking about. Why didn't this take like 10 seconds to be like, this argument is over? Well, Kat, because we have to pretend to go along with these crazy people because they're so crazy. No, we don't. Just call them crazy. I couldn't believe the arguments today. Less than 1%. And they're like, well, how much percent do we need? Is it 10%, 20%? We need more than less than 1. More than less than 1, you idiot. God. Why do you get so fired up, Kat? I don't know. Why should I even care? I'm not a girl. I'm not in girl sports. I don't have a daughter. None of my relatives. Well, I got some relatives. I guess they have people that are in. But why should I care? I don't know. I guess it's just my conscience says it's wrong, and I don't like it. I guess that's it. I guess that's why I'm passionate about most things. Most things, you know. I care, and I see other people that don't care. Tanya Brown Jackson is, I don't know. I often wonder about her brain capacity. I've heard a lot of times she says, I just don't get it. I don't understand. I just don't understand. I've never heard a Supreme Court justice say they don't understand more than her. And she just got on there. And I hear it all the time. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Then why the hell did you get nominated and freaking appointed? She doesn't understand anything. Why didn't she tell us this when she was being confirmed? That she didn't understand anything. And maybe we would have went with somebody else. If we knew you were so stupid, we would have never confirmed you. I kind of knew it when she couldn't define a woman. I'm like, okay, she's kind of dumb. A woman has the availability to have a baby. All right? Now, maybe she'll be infertile, but she has a womb. All right? A man has the ability to put sperm into a woman. Anybody seen Kindergarten Cop? Arnold Schwarzenegger was in it back in the day. And there was a kid in there. His dad was a gynecologist. And he said, boys have penises, girls have vaginas. Whoa! Can we run that clip at these freaking things? Man, I would love to run that clip. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. From birth. Golly. Can you believe this, though? I can't believe it. But man, am I feeling good. I love everybody for coming here. I hope you enjoyed this fired up cat. You know, I know I'm not InfoWars, you know, but I'm something. I got something. I'm pretty passionate, you know. But I'm lost sometimes at people, you know. I'm like, this Condoleezza Brown Jackson, kind of whatever. It's not Condoleezza Rice. I was saying Condoleezza Rice. Brown Jackson, I don't know what her first name is. Katrina, I don't know. I forget. Brown Jackson is supposed to be very smart. Lawyer, okay, now a judge. But she can't define a woman. I am just a photographer and a broadcaster. But I know what a woman is and what a man is. It's amazing now that I am smarter than some judge that got appointed and confirmed to the Supreme Court. I actually feel really good about my brain, actually. My brother says I'm ignorant and stupid, but I know what a woman is. I know a woman, and that makes me feel like I'm smart. You know, I'm not brainwashed idiot. You know, I tell you right now, if you could switch to being a woman, every dude on this planet would do it in a second. Because you don't know what it's like to be a dude. You don't get attention. You don't get nothing. Maybe if you're a good-looking dude, maybe when you're young. When you get older, you get nothing. Women got it made. Women got girls' night, get in free night. Is there a guys' night? No. My friend argued with me. Said, well, girls bring in the dudes. Okay, but where's my thing? Well, you're not going to bring any girls in. Oh, well, thanks. Where's my free night to get in? They get a free night. Equal means I get a free night. I should get a free night. No, that's not how it works, he said. Well, then how is that not discrimination exactly? I find that kind of strange. But nobody ever brings that up. Cat, that's an awful example, they say. I don't know. I think it's pretty good. How about the woman can have an abortion, but the guy can't even give up his parental rights so he doesn't have to pay for it. But the woman can kill it. All the dudes like, I just don't want to pay for it. You can give it to adoption. I don't want you to kill it. I don't want to have to be responsible for it financially, unless we were planning to make a baby. A woman, on the other hand, I'll kill it. The guy has no decision. She wants to give it for adoption. She got to get the guy's permission. She can't just give the baby away. But she can kill it without his permission. So if he won't agree to adopt it, she can be like, I'm going to abort it. Anybody see an issue there? Because I do! So whenever we fix those issues, then we can come back to these other issues that they're talking about, that they're trying to help guys out. Because right now, guys are screwed when it comes to having a kid or getting into a night free. We don't get it. Woman got all the power. I don't blame guys for wanting to be a woman. I wish I was one. I was going to be Rachel. That was my name if I was a girl. I was supposed to be a girl. How you put in the tummy, they say, too low or high or something, that means you're a girl. I just thought I was a girl. They didn't even have a name for me. They had to come up with a name at the last minute. That makes you feel good, doesn't it? I don't blame dudes wanting to be girls. I don't. But it is not possible. You won't ever be able to carry a baby, make a baby. You're still going to be a dude. You might look a little bit like a girl. but you're still a dude. So you're going to play in the dude sports. All right? It's the way it is. It's freaking logical like Spock. And that's where Cat comes down to. Science! They always say they follow the science with the environment. Why don't you follow the science when it comes to biology? That's what Cat wants to know. We're out of time. You've been here at the Catcast. He was fired up today. But you love it, and that's why you come here. For somebody that tells you like it is. He's not ashamed, and he'll tell you. Alex Jones right here, up and coming young. Man, I would love to be on his show one time. See whose vein can pop more. My vein pop more or his vein? What do you think? I sweat more than him, probably. Man, am I wet. You see how wet I am? Whew, I'm going to take a shower after this. I'll be cleaned up. Cha-cha! Thank you again for coming in. This was the Catcast. I'm Cat Kennison. You love coming here. I love podcasting. We'll see you again next time, all right? Bye now.